Hey my legion, how y'all doing today? Thought I'd do a different approach. I haven't done one of these in a while. I used to do these a lot when I first started my channel. Uh, I want to review 4 movies today. And these are ones I saw the weekend. I'm doing this right now, Sunday night. I probably won't upload it till later on in the week. And there's 4 movies I want to review. I'm going to do the main ones first. I'm going to do the newest one first, 3 Days to Kill with Kevin Costner. And the movies I'm going to review are 3 Days to Kill, the remake of Around the World in 30, and the remake of Around the World in 80 Days, the 83 movie Sledgehammer, and also the 41 movie Neath Brooklyn Bridge. So the first movie I want to review is, like I said, the Kevin Costner movie 3 Days to Kill. I saw it on Netflix, and it's a movie that came out in September, I think. And it was a huge flop. It made $30 million, which is a lot to me, but as far as movies, that's not that much. And it got released actually probably about a month or so ago on Netflix. Finally saw it over the weekend, and basically what it refers to is this: one woman works for CIA, gets called in. These guys say, "We want you to take out this guy, the wolf, and the albino." Or we want to take out the wolf. She said she would, and then they have the giant action sequence, and then they both get away, and then Kevin Costner's there, and Kevin Costner interferes, and she was unable to get the people she wanted to. And finds out that Kevin Costner has cancer real bad, and it went into his lungs. They only had a couple months to live. And he goes, and he's trying to get back to his wife and daughter. Get back in touch with them. And she finds him, and she says, "I can give you this experimental drug if you can help me kill this guy." She wants to get the albino to kill the wolf. She gives him this experimental drug, and then I don't want to give away much more after that. The action sequences are really good. The problem is some of the dialogue and some of the parts, like with his daughter, some of it's a little bit too far-fetched and tough to believe. But, I mean, if you don't take it very seriously, it's very entertaining. I give it a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good for this. 3 Days to Kill, Kevin Costner. Now, the second movie I saw on demand, they have something called Movie Pass on Demand with all free movies, $2.99. I mean, it's channel $299, but free movies. And they have Disney's on there. They used to have FearNet on there. FearNet and Fox Movies, but they're not on there now. It's just Disney and Viewtopia, which is like Movie Pass's own movie thing, I guess. And Disney Channel, they have some good ones. They had the one movie I've been wanting to see for a while is the Jackie Chan remake of Around the World in 80 Days. And basically that's a remake of the classic David Niven movie, but it's like 4 hours long and won an Academy Award. And I'm going to say right off the bat, it's probably not as good as the David Niven one, but this is very entertaining. They changed the plot somewhat, but Jackie Chan is Passepartout in the movie, and there's lots of really, really cool gadgets and lots of great humor. And some cameos, even cameos from Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider is the stapler. You know, Rob Schneider, some other people, and including Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's the one that got a lot of buzz because Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it. He's the governor of California, and he took a break from his movie career, but he was in this movie. And it's very good. It's very entertaining. Moves along at a very fast pace. It's 2 hours long. There's like a 20-minute, 30-minute part in it where it drags a little bit, but it's still very good. Very entertaining. Lots of really cool gadgets in it. Lots of great stunts. And I give this a 10 out of 10. It's very entertaining at Disney. Now, the third movie is from, I found out, is on a channel called Baron Bloodcult. Baron Bloodcult. And it's Sledgehammer. And there's 4 movies on here. He likes those made-for-video movies in the 80s like I do. And Sledgehammer is like one of the toughest movies to find. Now, it was made in 1983, and I had a chance to rent it when I was in Fort Bragg on Bragg Boulevard, because the main video rental place was called Tried First Video. And then you go, you know, there's a whole lineup of fast food places and pawn shops and stuff. And way down, they had a video rental place. Well, I came out with a pawn shop part video rental place. And they had a bunch of movies there. And I remember I rented Loose Shoes, the Bill Murray comedy. Well, Bill Murray was in it. And I had a chance to rent. I rented Dirty Duck there. I remember that. I had a chance to rent Flesh Feast and Sledgehammer. I had so many movies at the time. I didn't rent any more because I had enough to watch. I was in the Army at the time of Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And I said, well, I'll rent it next time. And then, I don't know, they stopped renting movies there. I don't know why. So I never got to see Flesh Feast and Sledgehammer. I ended up seeing Flesh Feast in 93, and it wasn't so hot. But it was alright. I finally got to see Sledgehammer this weekend. And basically what it is, it's a made-for-video movie. And the plot is super simple. This mother and her lover are wanting to fool around, and then she gets mad. She locks her son in the closet while they fool around. And then apparently they get killed. I assumedly it's the son that comes out and kills them. And, alright, then it says 10 years later, and these kids come in and they go to party in the house, and they have a seance, and the monster comes back. It's kind of like a ghost, kind of a lot like a ghost. And I don't want to give away any more than that, but this movie's not very good. It's, usually I like stuff like that. I love Boarding House. Boarding House was awesome, but this one, oh, you just starved for, I mean, the first half hour is really dreadful. I mean, they have the scene with, with the lover and stuff, and they have a seance, and then they replay the entire scene pretty much. And then there's shots, like they show a shot of the front of the house. And usually, like in Family Guy, they'll show like the front of the house. It's literally for like a second or two. They usually, the shot of the front of the house is usually like a half minute, 45 second. It drags on. And there's lots of like lingering shots of like stuff that doesn't mean anything. And they take a long time doing all that. It's awful. And the acting, well, I don't know. The acting, you don't really care about the characters anyways. The effects is not particularly bloody, even though the effects are by a company called Blood and Guts. The very first murder in there is okay. But, I mean, after that, it's really not very bloody or gory. Like I said, there's lingering shots. It gets a little bit better after a seance, but that's like 40 minutes into the movie. And I'm being very generous. I was going to give it a 1, but it gets a little bit better, so I'll give it a very mild 2 out of 10. And I want to give a shout out to Baron Bloodcult. I want to give a shout out to Baron Bloodcult. That's a tongue twister saying that, for his channel, and I'm gonna make sure he whenever I get a thumbnail for this video, I'm gonna make sure I give him a shout out. I tell him about this video on his channel so he can check it out. So there's like a 2 out of 10 for Sledgehammer. Oh, and I also want to know if he could. There's a movie made on video I can't find anywhere that Continental did, because sometimes back in the 80s they used to have, the video companies used to make like a whole 90-minute documentary showcasing their movies. Like Wizard Video did Best of Sex and Violence, and then they also did Zombie-thon, doing like all their zombie movies they have on Wizard Video. Now, Continental Video did one, and Cameron Mitchell's in it. It's set in a video rental store. It's not a video violence movie that you have in it. But I mean, and then they have like a bunch of people, like different people, like a construction worker, different people, all walks of life, ask for these movies, and they show trailers and clips of all the movies from all the horror films from Continental Video. I can't remember. I think it's Violence on Video. I think it's what it's called. I think. I have to look it up, but if you could download that, that'd be awesome. I bet your friends really like that. That's a good movie. It's just shot on video with Cameron Mitchell's in it. And then the very last movie I want to mention is a movie I saw on I think it was a Public Domain Flicks, or I think that's what it was. And I'm a big fan of the Bowery Boys. And the Bowery Boys have, besides from the Bowery Boys, they have 2 other names. They have the Dead End Kids and the East Side Kids. And this was the East Side Kids movie. It's called Neath Brooklyn Bridge. And basically, it's Leo Gorski and Huntz Hall as these juvenile delinquents, even though they're probably in their 20s or 30s. And it starts out with them starting to move stuff, and this guy named Gabe said, hey, you kids could do something a lot better than slugging this stuff around for a few pennies. You can dress real nice and work for this guy for a lot of money. And this was made in 1941. And Lee Gore said, we don't want any part of that. Turns out he's working for like this mob boss guy and make him do all this stuff. And they get involved with this. This one guy robs a bad guy. One robs the mob boss. He goes to this one girl's house that he's living with. He's like her stepdad. And she forced him to go with him. And then he ends up getting killed. Bowery Boy's going there. And then the other guys come and they shoot the guy. And they think that Leo Gorski thinks that he shot him. And then the one guy from the Bowery Boys gets framed for that. And they said that, they told the one guy, they said, if we'll give you the murder weapon, because they had a murder weapon, if you do what we say. And I don't want to give away anything else, but that's a very entertaining movie. My biggest problem with some of the old Bowery Boys or East End Kids movies is sometimes the sound is not that good. But it's a very entertaining movie. I give that a 8.5 out of 10 for Neath Brooklyn Bridge. So there you have it. 4 movie reviews. Hope you enjoyed this video. And until next time, everybody, please take care, my legion. Now I gotta go to bed. But I don't know when I'm gonna upload this movie. I'm filming on a Sunday, but I don't know when I'm gonna upload it. So take care, everybody.